All right. It is Thursday, September 12th, 2019 at 6:22 p.m. All right, let's take a look here at the Weather Channel. They have potential tropical cyclone 9 likely to threaten the Bahamas, Florida, and southeastern U.S. as a tropical storm. Potential tropical cyclone 9 is near the Bahamas. It will likely develop into a tropical depression or tropical storm by Friday. A tropical storm warning has been issued for the northwestern Bahamas. The future track of the system is very uncertain. Interest for the northern Gulf Coast to Florida to the Carolinas should monitor the forecast closely. The potential tropical cyclone will earn the name Umberto if it attains tropical storm status. So we have potential tropical cyclone 9 with potential tropical storm warnings for the Bahamas, for Freeport, Marsh Harbor, and Nassau. Alright, it says the National Hurricane Center has posted a tropical storm warning for the northwestern Bahamas, except for Andros Islands. This means tropical storm force winds are expected within 36 hours. Potential tropical cyclone 9 is now over the southeastern Bahamas, producing clusters of showers and thunderstorms extending from eastern Cuba northward for a few hundred miles. These convective clusters have become more persistent over the past 24 to 36 hours. The National Hurricane Center says environmental conditions are favorable for a tropical depression or tropical storm to form within the next day or so, and gives the system a high chance of development near the northwestern Bahamas. It will name the name or Umberto if it does attain tropical storm status. And you see here them tracking it over the islands, Nassau, Freeport, and it possibly heading into Florida and possibly into the Carolinas. Tropical storm force winds are forecast to arrive in the tropical storm warning area in the northwestern Bahamas by late Friday, according to the National Hurricane Center. Those 39 plus mile per hour winds could then reach parts of Florida east coast on Saturday. So Friday the Bahamas, Saturday AM and PM over Florida. Where this system tracks has become yet another challenging forecast, in large part because we still do not have a low pressure center for the computer forecasting model to latch onto. There are two basic scenarios. If the system forms sooner or and stronger, it would favor a track further east over parts of the Bahamas and near Florida's east coast, steered by upper level winds, south to southeasterly winds. If the system forms later and weaker, it would favor a track towards the west northwest, eventually into the Gulf of Mexico. A number of numerical forecast model tracks have trended further east and north, basically the first scenario, suggesting a track near the Bahamas, Florida, and the southeastern U.S. coast is possible into the weekend early next week. However, a number of other forecast model tracks continue to take the potential tropical cyclone into the eastern and northern Gulf of Mexico this weekend, scenario 2 above. The bottom line is that the forecast is highly uncertain. Interest from the northern Gulf Coast and Florida and the Bahamas, Georgias, and Carolinas should monitor the latest forecast for this system closely. And you see here the tracks of it possibly traveling over the Gulf or possibly traveling sort of like Dorian did over Florida and into the Atlantic. All right, let's take a look at the National Hurricane Center. Here is said storm, potential tropical cyclone 9, with maximum sustained winds of 25 knots or 30 miles per hour, minimum central pressure of 1,008 millibars, located 23.7 north and 74.8 west, movement northwest at 7 knots or 8 miles an hour. Formation chance through 48 hours is high at 70%, and formation chance through 5 days is high at 80%. And then we have disturbance 2 with 0% chance of cyclone formation in 48 hours, and formation chance through 5 days medium at 40%. Let's take a look at the potential tropical cyclone 9. It could develop into a depression, and then into a storm, and then again into a depression as it reaches Georgia and South Carolina. But it is forecast to go supposedly over the Bahamas, then into Florida, and then off into the Atlantic again as a depression. This is, I say supposedly because we don't know if this track is going to hold true, if it's going to go west or if it's going to go towards the Atlantic. But this is what they're forecasting right now with 30-mile-per-hour wind at movement northwest at 8 miles per hour. Let's take a look at the satellite imagery. This is what it looks like right now over the Atlantic, kind of disorganized and just bringing rain and moisture to the area. And then these are the other rainstorms happening over the Atlantic. And then we see off the coast of Africa more possibility of storms coming off of Africa. Alright, let's take a look at this is what Storm 9 looks like right now. It is basically disorganized, just widening, and pretty much over the Bahamas, over the lower part of the Bahamas. Hopefully it stays away from the people who were affected from the storm last time, because they don't need more storms. But this is what it looks like. Alright guys, hit like and subscribe for more updates on the weather. If anything else develops, I will make a video on it. See you guys next time. Oh, and remember, we have a sponsor, Dave's Empire 1981, in the description link below. He does shoes and hats with art. He does art on the shoes. If you feel any kind of drawing, he'll do that for you. So check him out in the description below. See you guys next time. God bless.